If you don't, they'll go bad on you. I've had it happen to me before. Good practices, people. What I just finished doing was truing my rear wheel, or my rear rim. I would have made a video about that for crf300l users, but I barely know how to do that myself. Like, it took me, I kid you not, it took me 3 times to even get it right over the course of 3 days, because I suck. It got done. I didn't give up. I persisted throughout the entire endeavor, and here we are. Which leads me to this little fella here. It's a beautiful contraption. Jesus Christ, what's all... Sure is taking a lot of pressure here. Alright, well... Oh no. Alright, so... there was a loud pop there. And whenever that happened, I thought to myself, geez, I was just about to praise this magnificent contraption here, and all of a sudden it failed on me. But that wasn't the case. It didn't fail. What failed was my brain, because there's this little pin here. I don't know if you can kicking it here. It's coming out easily now because I've relieved some of the tension, but just a moment ago there was a lot of it. It's a little bent there. It wasn't like that before. It was pretty straight. But I forgot to take it out before letting the stand here down, and the snap you heard was a piece on the inside of here coming loose, and this little ring that's usually in here, kind of like this, popping out because it was apparently against the side of the thing there. But good news is, for me, the stand here didn't fail. Let's see if I can get my GoPro here. Okay, right there. That right there. That has an Allen key in it, and that holds the bearings and everything else. So if you are a complete idiot like me and you leave this in, which you're not supposed to, this is here for safety. If you leave that in, you try and let it down, and this gets in the way, the Allen key will slip on the inside, thereby not damaging the product. So what I'm going to do is just tighten this up here and then get on with the YouTube video that I was trying to make. Give me just a moment. Okay, now that I've got things put together here with this handy dandy Allen key, this is a great little lift if you're looking for one for your crf300l. Now I know lots of you people that have bikes already, you already got lift. There's a lot of people that don't have that stuff, and there's a lot of people that have this as the first bike. So I'm just sharing this little tidbit of information, and also my stupidity, which actually ends up praising the product. Oopsies, it just falls on the kickstand, rather than not praising it. I say that because it has fail-safes, things that are meant to protect, I guess, you and the product if one of you decides to be an idiot. Orion Motor Tech right there. If you look at it the wrong way, it'll look like DMT, which would excite Joe Rogan. And also, if you look at it the wrong way, at the small print, it'll look like Onion Motor Tech, which amuses me, which is useless. It's a pretty good product. Now, the reason why I picked this one is because the other ones had blatant bad reviews. This one had less negative reviews, and basically one of the only negative 1-star reviews that I saw was that it's heavy, which it is, but I mean, if you're working on motorcycles and using lifts like this, you ought to be able to lift something like that. If you can't, then you probably can't even torque the rear axle of the motorcycle, so you probably shouldn't even be complaining about something like this being heavy and hard to move. Given that it doesn't have handles, I just got this because it's cheap, because I'm poor, and there were several options that were about the same price range as this one, like dollar for dollar, the same amount. All of them were from Chinese sounding companies, and I have no doubt this one's made in China and similarly had a Chinese sounding name in the description if you read it enough. I'll include a screen recording. All of the other ones, which were clearly just the same product rewashed by different company names and posted on Amazon to make you think they were differing in competing products, which they weren't. They were all red, right? This one's gray. I know you can just paint stuff different colors, but this one has these little holes here. Now these holes are for the thing that scared the hell out of me and made me think that I'd broken the product or that it had failed on me, when, you know, actually it hadn't failed at all. This thing right here goes right behind these legs. That way, whenever you have it in place, if for whatever reason the device does fail, this will be there to keep it up and from falling on you, or keeping your bike from falling suddenly and, you know, at the very least scaring you. This is a contingency. Contingencies are very good things. I turned it so much with this in there that it caused the little mechanism there to break. And it didn't break, it just slipped. The thing that I showed you. It's perfectly fine. I don't know how much or how strong this thing is, or how much it would have, you know, helped. It's at least something in there. And the other products that I was examining on Amazon before purchasing this one didn't have that. So I chose that because it was clearly a little different as far as the paint scheme, and then the holes there. Works fine. I wouldn't recommend using this for a larger, heavier bike, but for something like this 311-pound crf300l, it's perfectly fine. I've had it up on the lift because I've been trying to trim my tire. It took me 3 attempts to get it done, the rear one. I've done the front one. You know, I'm just learning how to do all this stuff, and you know, it may sound pathetic that it's taken me that many tries to do it, but it might also sound cool to other individuals that are seeing that I'm not giving up and I'm doing it myself rather than taking it to a shop. So, I've got the front wheel and the rear wheel trued, and I use this the whole time. Normally I wouldn't say a product's good after such a short duration of owning it, but I've had this bike up on the lift for about 6 days total, just sitting there on top of this thing. It's been fine. It works perfectly for lifting a light bike. Whenever you get it, it comes out the box with, of course, the lift itself. You let it down all the way. It's pretty compact. You can store it just about anywhere. It comes with this piece of wood, these gloves, this chain cleaning tool, which I didn't even know was a chain cleaning tool. I was like, what's this for? This must be to clean the jack itself, the thingy. But then I was watching this other video earlier, and they were using a tool like this to clean the chain off, and I was like, wait a second, I have one of these. And I immediately went over and read my little instruction booklet, and sure enough, bike chain brush. Haha, there it is. So you get all this stuff, and of course this. Be careful with that. Make sure you use it, I guess, as the contingency as it's intended to be, but also make sure you take it out before you let the bike stand out. Even if you're a complete moron like me, you'll still be fine. The little mechanism will slip with the Allen key. Everything will be golden. It's still perfectly fine. So, not DMT, not Onion Motor Tech, Orion Motor Tech is a good lift for your crf300l. I reasonably recommend it. It's held up fine, lifts it fine with complete ease, and it'll keep you safe with the thingy here, and it'll keep itself safe. Haha. Bye.